Are you a voting member of the NRA? My name is Lucretia Hughes VFAF. I will never compromise my beliefs in God, family, our country, and my Second Amendment. I am running for the board of directors of the NRA, and I would appreciate your vote. Politicians are very good at playing with words. They always talk about gun control. How about right control? Because when you go against the Second Amendment, that's our right. That's our God-given right, not only by God, but by the founding fathers. So why don't you just call it what it really is, right control? You're taking our rights away. You cannot regulate evil. Evil is evil, and evil is always going to be persistent, and it's always going to be here. So why get rid of our ability to protect ourselves? The Second Amendment right protects the rest of them, and it protects us. It protects your home, your body, and your spirit, because without it, how are you going to protect yourself? Don't be a sheep. Don't follow just because it's popular. Think for yourself. Be yourself. Be that individual that God made you to be. He wasn't born to follow. He was born to lead. Are we back? Welcome back, everybody, to the Real News with Lucretia Hughes. And Mike, he was over here talking. I forgot about the NRA commercial, but do not forget, everybody, I am running for the board of directors of the NRA. And if you are a voting member, please go. The ballots are in the. Did you get your ballot?
I got the magazine, but I didn't look inside yet.
Right there.
My plan was to vote at the convention, like.
Oh, well, you're gonna be there with us anyway.
Right.
Okay.
But I may vote ahead of time just to make sure that I get my vote in.
So y'all make sure y'all get on over there. If you're a part of the NRA and a voting member, y'all go ahead and check out your ballots. Make sure you vote for me. My name is Lucretia Hughes VFAF, so it's right there. So y'all, our next guest, her name is Sandy Smith. Like I said, we're going to be interviewing a lot of people and a lot of different perspectives. And Kathy, I saw your comment about Hades and the children and the Hillary Clinton Foundation. I don't know what to tell you. We've been talking about that since it came up on our radar in 2016. So what you gonna do about the Clintons? Not a dang old thing. You're gonna wait till the hell house come and get them, and death is knocking at their door. They so corrupt. So unless something happens where Elon Musk and all the rest of them get down into that paperwork and stop the child sex trafficking, then there's nothing that we could do. So now, if you really want to stop the child sex trafficking, go talk to Mitch Glitch McConnell. Why don't you go and talk to a lot of politicians that's been sitting in office for more than 30 some odd years? Trump can't do it all by himself. But I'm glad he's building a force around him that's going to take this stuff seriously. And I pray that Kash Patel is elected, that's going to put out the Epstein files, tell us what's going on, and help save our children. But right now, we're in an echo chamber. And yes, we know about Hillary Clinton. Yes, we know about the children's missing in Hades. Yes, we know about the gold bars that's missing also. Yes, we know about her brother's death, who was all up in it. Yes, we know about the child sex trafficking. Yes, we know about her best friend going to jail and prison for sneaking kids off and over there. Yes, but we got as much power as you have. So until the powers that be that really care, really want to save the children, until they get into position and have that power to go in there and do the right thing and finally put a stop to a lot of this $100 billion industry, then yes, maybe we could put an ED and a the N at the end of this. So everybody, I want you to Dave, go ahead and bring on Sandy Smith. And Sandy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I can't see you, but I hope you guys can see me.
No, you got your camera got the slash in the middle, so you have to turn on your camera.
It says it's on, but then it won't come on.
Then it went off.
It says it's on your end because I can't. It won't let me unmute it.
Okay, Dave, because I can hear you perfectly. Can you see if you could click on off her camera over there on the side? He said something about starting a video.
I hit start
I
twice.
can I can only ask you to start the video. That's the only
Yeah,
option you
yeah.
give me.
Failed start video because another video camera setting. Okay, hold on. Let me try something. Hold on. Try it one more. Okay, hold on.
Hey, Sheena, welcome. While she's trying it, and if not, if you just want to do it with your, you
Yay!
got it.
We got
Move a
it.
picture out the way, Dave.
Hey,
Hey,
how are you
girl.
guys?
Pretty
Good, good,
good, pretty
good.
good. How are you feeling about everything? Okay, introduce yourself because I told you it's going to be kind of laid back and there's so much going on. So you pick the topics, you pick about what you want to talk about, but let everybody know who you are, your expertise, and what you're really concerned about, what's going up or excited about.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me on your show. It's an absolute honor. I love what you guys are pushing for and what you're fighting for. I mean, we, the Patriots, we have to stick together and we got to continue to push on. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sandy Smith. My social media handle on all platforms is Sandy Smith NC. If you're not following, make sure you hit that button and follow me. We're on X, we're on everything. I am the national director for the Rural Values PAC, or rvpac.com. We're focused on electing true, strong conservatives that hold our America First values. And we were very successful in the 2024 election. All of our races won except for two. And what we found out this morning is the one race that we did not win, Joe Kent, he was just appointed by President Trump. So that was super,
Oh,
super
wow.
exciting. We love to see, true patriots, get on board with the Trump campaign or Trump administration. Should say now. Everyone said campaign for the last 4 years, but it is the Trump administration. And I got to tell you, Trump is not holding back.
No.
He is not playing games.
Nope.
He is ready to flip the tables on these folks that have just tried to destroy our country. So as patriots, everyone comes to me and asks me, what can we do? And I'm going to tell you, get involved with your local parties, because if we want to change our parties, we have to start at the local level. And
Got
that
to.
means start at the precinct level. We've all heard Scott Pressler talk about organizing our precincts and getting out and registering voters. That's exactly what we have to do, because I'm going to tell you, the Democrats are going to come out with everything they have, an obscene amount of money, because they are going to be bound and determined to take President Trump out come the midterms.
But where are
So
they
that,
going to get the money now? Now that we know Act Blue is getting looked at, we know USAID, which is a money pushback scheme. We're hearing all of these normal places where they're getting their money from. They're not going to get it anymore. And then the only people they have pushing them is David Hoggs as vice president of the Democratic National Committee, and then somebody else. They prayed to the universe. I'm sitting here like they can't win for losing, and I don't think they still understand why they lost to begin with.
no, there's absolutely no self-reflection when it comes to them and finding out why they lost. We know why they lost. Their focus was hate and division of America, and basically, they were telling moms and dads that they knew how to raise their kids better than the parents. And that's let's make it straight. The ultimate decision maker in a child's life is its mother and father, not the government.
But the Democratic Party, you got to think about it like this: Democrats get their marching orders from the globalists. The Republicans, are supposed to get their marching orders from the grassroots of it all, and that's the way the Republicans are. But at a moment in time, especially when President Trump was being attacked on every field he went on, even conservatives, even in North Carolina, even in Georgia, all of us patriots was being put on lists. I don't think they can regroup. Who's going to go up against J.D. Vance? Because Trump is finna leave him a legacy. I mean, a great American first legacy. So unless the Democrats just going to come right out and say, we hate America, what are they going to stand for?
Oh, well, you know what? They're good at masquerading for something they're not. We've seen it time and time again. And I got to tell you, you're absolutely right. We have to make sure we deliver this for JD Vance in 2028, and we cannot allow the Democrats to get gain any ground in 2026. And that's why folks are like, well, it's only 2025. That's over a year away. No, the time is now. We have to fight. We need to be calling our senators and making sure they go ahead and confirm all of Trump's nominees, because the American people, you know, we had a mandate on November 5th, and that was we wanted President Trump and an America First agenda, and he should be getting the cabinet that he deserves and wants to work with. We shouldn't be holding that up and dragging our feet. So if you are a patriot and you don't like the way things are going, get on the phones and call those senators and demand they vote yes to confirm President Trump's nominees. We've got to get Kash Patel. I mean, he was on fire. I cannot wait till he's our FBI director.
What do you think? Wait. Didn't they say the confirmation is tomorrow or Thursday? When is his confirmation vote?
I'm not exactly sure when his exact vote is. It's in the next couple days. I know that they just were able to move RFK out of committee. I believe they were able to move Tulsi Gabbard out of
they all moved out of committee today.
Out of committee. So we should be voting on those soon. I believe Pam Bondi is going to be voting pretty soon. I think hers is next up.
She's not up there yet? She hasn't been confirmed.
She has not been confirmed, but we need her. She's fantastic. She's done a great job in Florida, and she's going to do a great job under President Trump. And I'll tell you, did you watch any of the confirmation hearings?
I like the one-liners. Give me I like the one-liners. I can't sit there and listen to Elizabeth Warren, all the rest of them. Sit there, they lie and they attack. And it's like
have a strong stomach.
It's like they've already did what they're accusing him of doing, and this spiel about a male and a female and all the rest of this. I'm gonna be honest. If my daughter was in the military, I'm gonna talk for Pete. I wouldn't want her on the front lines.
I'm with you. My daughter served in the United States Marines, and I was very proud of her serving our country. But her battalion was actually one of the first battalions that they actually recruited for females to go into infantry training. And the thing is, I asked my daughter. Now you got to remember, I'm a little short. I'm on the fun size, as I usually say, as my husband would tell you. But my daughter's even shorter than I am, and I think her pack probably weighed more than her.
Wow.
And I actually asked her. I said, "Honey," I said, "Did you think about volunteering or stepping up and doing this?" She's like, "Mom, it takes a strong woman to go into infantry." She said that it takes an even stronger woman to know that that's a man's job. Ooh. And us women have a place in the Marines. We have a place in our military. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's on the front lines, putting our men in harm's, getting them distracted from the mission. So,
that's right.
We all support Pete, and I God bless her. She is a patriot and a veteran. And, when she said that, I knew I raised a good girl.
How did it make you feel when Trump put boots on the ground in North Carolina?
Oh my gosh, I got to tell you, it was the relief we've been waiting for. We have gotten absolutely nothing. The only thing that the Biden regime sent here was some planes that he was observing the area, if you will. So he shut down airspace for almost a full day.
Wow.
They had FEMA that was sitting in hotel rooms, not providing the services that they were supposed to. They just, they were real. I mean, they're harming families. And actually, when we saw what those FEMA officials are doing, if they were instructing folks that if they happen to see an American flag or a Trump sign, to skip that house and don't provide them service.
I heard they was doing that in Florida. Now we had to found the proof in Florida that they was telling FEMA
they
people.
were doing it everywhere.
They was doing it in North Carolina too. So wow.
From what I've heard, they were doing it everywhere. But I'll tell you, I mean, today, what was it, on Friday when President Trump, this is like a week ago, when he came down here to North Carolina, I think it was less than 24 hours, we had trucks headed in Western North Carolina, removing debris, getting the stuff going. I mean, a lot of folks don't know, Interstate 40 is still closed.
Wow.
We can't get through.
5 months later, it's still closed.
It's still closed. They were trying to tell, Biden was telling us it's going to be a couple years. That's ridiculous. And it's just like we had folks that came down, I think it was some Amish folks that came
Yes.
down, were building houses, and they were trying to hold up and not allow these families to live in these houses because, they didn't quote unquote meet code. But in the meantime, it is freezing cold, and they're allowing. It's okay for them to sleep in tents. Thank God we had some other resources that got them the things they needed. But I mean, it's just crazy, and we have to continue to pray and help the folks in Western North Carolina. What Biden did was horrible.
Hopefully that we can get this to President Trump, or somebody can. When there's a natural disaster from here forth and forevermore, and I feel like those people lands, the houses, the lots, wherever they lay their heads at, it need to be property freeze on all of it, so it can, until these people can rebuild, until they can get the finances that's necessary. Nobody, no land grabbers, no LLC should be able to go in there and offer them anything before and I'm praying that this new administration and new department that is outside the IRS, that's supposed to be helping build assets, money, crypto, different things, and it's supposed to help American people to actually invest in themselves. It'll go back into a land lottery, because I believe that property need to stay with the American people and not outside influences.
Absolutely. Like here in North Carolina, we have China that has actually been buying Chinese farmland here and strategic land that's close to military bases. And, we've been sounding the alarms for a couple years, and we need to stop that. And I know that they've been working on some legislation. I don't know. We've had a couple votes on things, and I don't think anything has officially come down and passed. But we have that. We also have China that owns our food supply. They own, the thing is, did we not learn anything from COVID? That is, we need to protect our food supply,
Yes.
and we need to protect our medicine supply and all our PEE. And we're still actually outsourcing that out of the country.
Why are we still
And
outsourcing PPEs when there's so many moms and pops and small businesses and manufacturers that was actually stepping up to the plate during the scamdemic and was making the product inside of America? This is where Trump is going to, number one, how is any foreign enemy or entity allowed to come into any one state and buy up the farmland around these strategic places without the state representative stepping in? Because that is dangerous.
well, it's dangerous, and that's why, we've sounded the alarms, and we do have legislators that are working on that, but we have to make sure we keep monitoring that, because we cannot allow that to happen. And the other thing is, agriculture is one of the number one industries here in North Carolina. We've got to protect our small farmers, because without the farmers, we don't have food, and that we're going to lose in the end. So we definitely need to support our farmers, especially our small family farmers.
Did the EPA come in just like they did with the Amish in Pennsylvania and started allotting people water and how much water they can actually take to water their farms? Because they was doing it they was doing it in so many of the bigger states. Idaho was doing it. Pennsylvania, they was doing it. Well, in Pennsylvania and Amish countries, they was going in there and actually confiscating milk, land, animals,
Yes,
food, and
actually,
everything.
Thomas Massey was working on some legislation for that, because what these folks do is, they're selling, it's all organic, it's from their farms, and they were coming in saying, hey, it's not USDA approved, and it hasn't, they're basically taking all their stuff and basically not allowing these folks to make a living, and it was horrible. That was in the Amish area, I think, in Pennsylvania. So they've been working on that, like, look, to say, hey, if they sell it within their state lines, they can actually sell it to their neighbor. Because basically, say your neighbor says, hey, you want some eggs?
Yes.
You want to buy, and you can't buy them legally. You're not supposed to.
Really?
Or cheese or organic chicken, because I know that's a big thing. A lot of folks want to buy organically raised chicken, because a lot of our chicken has a lot of salt and different preservative stuff in it, and antibiotics and stuff. So they want something that's like free range at the local farm, like down the street. So we need to overhaul our rules and regulations, definitely.
So what else are you seeing in North Carolina that you would love for President Trump or his administration to really focus on? Because you're going out there, you can't do it on your own. And I'm going to say, now that you are out there on the front line. You got a little bit more pull, a little bit more voice. If you had that sit down conversation with the president, and he said, "Okay, what do you need? What do you and your community need?" What would you say? What would you do?
I would say we have absolutely so much opportunity here in Eastern North Carolina. Actually, all throughout our state, but especially here in Eastern North Carolina, we need job opportunities, need business opportunities. We need affordable fuel and energy, and those are all things that are possible. Right now, we have companies that want to come invest here, but we don't have enough rooftops. So we need to make sure we get builders in here to build more homes and basically take a lot of these regulations that are holding businesses back and take them off so they can be prosperous and really grow our economy and grow our community. That's what we really need in the state of North Carolina. We also need across the country. You know, we want more jobs. We need less regulations to start a business, and we need affordable energy. If we have the thing is, when our energy is super high, it's a trickle down effect. It makes everything expensive. Matter of fact, I was at the
So what natural energy that people can North Carolinians can tap into? What natural energy? Because the very first day, I think it wasn't with an executive order, he was getting rid of a lot of regulations. Now that he is unshackled, they got rid of or trying to get the regulations rid of when it comes to the EPA, the USDA, and all these different Bureau of Land Management. What is under the ground besides lithium? I heard y'all got lithium up there. Besides lithium, what natural resources in North Carolina can actually benefit the people in North Carolina when it comes to that?
Well, we had the pipeline through here as well, and I think it's the Colonial Pipeline. But just being able to have affordable fuel
Right.
throughout the country is going to have an impact on us here in North Carolina. And we have natural gases and what there's just a lot of different opportunities here. And I'm like a lot of patriots. I'm for all of the above as long as it makes economic sense. And we don't need to be putting windmills up and crazy things like that. We found that we've always known that these are bad for our environment,
Not even
and
solar panels.
they're not cost effective.
But didn't President Trump just got us out of the Paris Climate Accord, and then he also got us out of something else that had to do, and then he just took the name of climate change out of every website in the federal government. So climate change does not exist in America.
And no more Green New Deal garbage
Wait
in
a
our
minute.
government.
He actually did that. He did that.
That's what I saw. I thought it was not. It's supposedly taken out of all of the websites. Now, I have not verified that, but that's what I heard. And I'll tell you the other big thing that's I think a lot of parents are looking and watching is the executive order that's supposedly coming down to dismantle the Board of Education.
Yes.
Education will be back in the hands of states. And that's, again, why it's so important to elect conservative Republicans to your state houses and your state Senate so you can get strong education, not an indoctrination of your
I
child in
don't
their
think
education.
many people know how powerful George Soros is and the world, let's say Klaus Schwab truly is at the local level. We're talking about district attorneys, we're talking about sheriff, we're talking about all these nonpartisan races and how much influence that the World Economic Forum and also George Soros was pumping that money in there. But we can't forget not Elon, but Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg actually was in there tampering with elections, flooding our these local districts and local elections with a lot of money to flip the ideology of that county. Do you see or do you think we could change that back?
Well, in regards to what, getting rid of Zuckerbucks in the states,
no.
I believe we've already voted to get rid of those Zuckerbucks because they dropped millions of dollars here in North
Yes.
Carolina. I think one of them was to buy pins or something. It was something ridiculous, but it's all to have election interference. And I'll tell you, Mark Zuckerberg thinks patriots are stupid. I think he thinks Trump's stupid. We see right through him. He told everybody he was going to let free speech flow on his platform and
Nope.
stop the
I'm still getting
the
fact
shadow
checked.
banning constantly. I'm sorry when you have 50, 100,000 followers and you have 600 people reach your post, you know there is a problem. You know they are censoring speech. And that is going to be the biggest thing that us patriots can't let off the gas and focus on and start. And we have to just continue to scream about it because they are going to censor us any and every time they can. And, X, where Elon Musk isn't perfect,
Nope.
it's much better than it was. But I mean, I'll tell you, I'll post something on Facebook and it won't start going anywhere for 3 or 4 or 5 days.
Yep.
I mean, people go, why haven't they seen this? And
Shadow
it's
banning.
just it's them playing with the algorithms.
Well, technically, they call it red listed. They red listed us. But when you find out why they red listed us, and it's a notice that came out of the Department of Homeland Security, military veterans was on there, patriots was on there, people that use the word constitution was on there, single issue people. It seemed like everybody in America, pretty much 75% of the people, even some of the liberals, because we could talk about the environmentalists, all of us was being placed on a list during the Barack Obama time, Harris time, and also Biden time. They was getting, if Harris would have won, we would have been locked up. All of us would have been rounded up.
Well, they would have done that to President Trump. Unfortunately, that's why it's a God blessing that we answered the call on November 5th and got President Trump elected. And God bless that man for everything he's doing for our country. And I don't know who, I pray for our leaders, but if you can, pray for President Trump, his family, and his administration every single day, because we've got to save our country and we cannot let evil take over on us.
Before you go, because you got to come back. We didn't even scratch the surface. People's like, what can we talk about? As much going on. There's a lot, so you got to come back. And Stan it's just tell Stan I want to, because there's so much we need to talk about. But by that time, hopefully, the gutting of the Department of Education, it is passed back down to North Carolina and Georgia. Maybe we'll see the best of that, and then maybe we can do like Miss Kathy and them want with Kash Patel when he gets up there in the FBI seat. We could save the children. We could stop the child sex trafficking. We could close a lot of stuff. A lot of people be going to jail because the Epstein. So there's so much that we could be talking about. But I'm going to leave you for the last 2 minutes. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I would love to come back because you know what? You're right. We have so much to talk about. We didn't even talk about our border.
No.
And what's going on. And I'm telling you, we talk about child trafficking. I heard that President Trump was able to, or actually may have been Tom Homan. He's a good friend of mine. I believe that they had found, I heard like 80,000 of the 350,000 children missing. That's huge. That's huge. We know that we can find the rest of them, and we know we can stop the child trafficking. It's a disgusting, satanic monster that's in our country, and it's disgusting to think that our country is one of the largest consumers of sex trafficking and child trafficking. We have to stand up. We have to fight it, and that's why we have to give people like Tom Homan all the resources he can. We need to make sure we have people on the front lines of our borders protecting them, and we just have to shake this all out and rinse our country of all this awfulness.
It's not going to be easy.
And stand by Trump.
No.
And stand by Trump.
Stand for Trump. President Trump is who helps us make it all happen. And I'll tell you, if we had anybody else in that White House, we would not see a fraction of what we see today.
Nope.
He is demonstrating that we don't have to wait for for the democracy of the Congress and everybody to work through their things. We can get it done immediately, not years down the road. So God bless you both for allowing me on. You're doing a great job. Keep fighting, and you guys have an awesome night.
Wait. So everybody, one more time, all her handles on X, Facebook, I don't know Facebook, but we're going to say Sandy Smith, NC, at X. So I got that much. So it's so simple, okay? It's Sandy Smith NC on Twitter.
That's it. SandySmith NC. I always say SANDY because we like you.
All right, everybody, we're at the top of the hour. Yes, we're going to stay on Facebook. So y'all hold on tight, and hopefully we won't get a copyright strike. See y'all in a moment. Thank you, Sandy.
Nice
Bye.
talking to you, Sandy.
Way to
Thank
go.
you, guys.
Are you a voting member of the NRA? My name is Lucretia Hughes VFAF. I will never compromise my beliefs in God, family, our country, and my Second Amendment. I am running for the board of directors of the NRA, and I would appreciate your vote.